So in this episode, we are going to register the users for our admin section. So with that, welcome back to Bitfumes and I'm your host Sarthak, and this is the channel where I talk about Laravel and the cool thing about Laravel. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So to register a user, we have created this system, but if I click on the add new, we have all these things, and now if I submit, you can see we are getting all these things because in the controller, in the user controller, if I go to app http controllers admin user controller, you can see we have this store function and we are returning request all. And if I go to resource views admin and user then create, you can see we have action of user.store. So user.store is here, this one. But now let's go to web.php. We have this resource controller, which is this, and we have also one more controller which is called register controller. But this register controller will work if the registration system is before the login system. But we are creating something else. We are creating new user after logging. That means our super user or admin can create, update or make the CRUD part of the user. So what I can do, either you can use this controller or you can use this user controller. For simplicity, I will use user controller. I'm not going to use this register controller, but you can use whatever you want. So what I will do, I will just leave this register controller and start building on the user controller. So here, firstly, we have to validate our fields of the user. So $this arrow validate, and we have to give request, then comma, and the registration validation field. So field names are name. Let's just verify. We have name, email, password. So that should be name, which is going to be required. And what I can do, I will open register controller and I can copy these things. So that should be pretty fast. And now some small changes. Uniqueness is for admins table, not for users table. And let's just verify this max 255. So max 255 is good. Okay, so you can see we have this status part. So what we have to do, we have to create some field here called status, and like the checkbox which is here. So what I can do, I will go to create part of the user, and here just after this I will create a new field of the checkbox. So that should be like this one, and should be status and value. Status value will be 1. If it is checked, then value is 1, and I can say it like status. So if I go refresh, and yeah, I think this is good. I think one more thing I need, which is called label. So label is for status, refresh, and that should be something different. Okay, yeah, I got it. We have to use form group, and this checkbox will be now inside, instead of this input field, yeah, this one. Save it, refresh, and yeah, so instead of this, status. Okay, so we have completed this thing, so we will give now status also. Okay, so go back to user controller and we have all these things. So let's just confirm by submitting this. So if I submit, yeah, name field, email field and password field is required. Similarly, we need to confirm the password also, and for that you can see it is already given confirmed. So we have to make sure the name system for the password and confirm password. For verifying that, if I go to auth login.plate, you can see the password name is password field name, and where's the confirm password? Oops, we have to go to register, and here I will go to this password. So password field is name password, and confirm password field name is password underscore confirmation. So that should be here. I have confirmed password, so that is incorrect. Password confirmation, password underscore confirmation. Okay, so now it will work. So if I go submit, yeah, that's okay. And if I type incorrect password, then what I will say, yeah, password confirmation does not match. That's nice. Okay, so this is done, and let's see if everything I will give. So if I give Sarthak Shrivastava, email is this one, password is 123456, 123456, status is checked, then let's see what we are getting. We are getting status as 1, and confirm password is this, everything is good. And you can see we have to give status as a default value of 0. So if status is not checked, then we will give the status as 0. That means not active. Okay, so let's save all these fields. So I will create one thing which is called, I will say, user is equal to admin colon create, and we have to give the fields. So request, that should be like this, and request arrow all. So we are giving these things, and after that we have to return redirect to which page? User.index page. So that should be a route of user.index. So I will say route of user.index. So now I will go refresh and create new ID. So abc@gmail.com 123456 123456. Status is good. Submit, and we can see we have mass assignment exception. Whenever we are creating this kind of things, create part, then we have to give the mass assignment fields on the model. So for that I will go to models, admin, and here is again admin. So if you are worried how you can do that, go to user model and copy these things. So hidden and fillable fields, so copy and open admin, here paste everything. So fillable fields are name, email, password, and status. Okay, and hidden field, that means we are not going to show these fields, so that's okay. And close these folders. Okay, so that will be good. And now when I refresh, it says phone doesn't have default value. Again, obviously we have not created that phone part here. So once more we have to give the mass assignment for phone, and once more field we will have will be like max of 15. Email is not there, string is not there, that should be numeric, and required, and that is phone. Okay, so we have to give one more field. So one more field with a phone number, but I think phone number is good, and let's give phone number. So phone number is here. So let's refresh one more time, and one more time give everything ABC 1. Oops, that should be 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Status checked. Submit. Phone field is required. Is that okay? Phone field is required, and we have given that phone field. Oh, that is because that should be small p, not capital P. Okay. And you can see if an error is coming, we have lost every data because we have to give the old part. So what I will do, I will say value is equal to old of name. Okay, likewise we have to give everywhere, so that should be on email, so email, that should be on phone, so phone, that should be not on password, or you can do that with only with password. So password is good, but I'm not going to show that thing uh, on the confirm password. Okay, and here I have to say if this old, so I will delete these things. If old of status is equal to 1, then let's just say checked. Okay, so that's okay. Refresh. We have to assign all these things one more time, so that's good. So I think now password 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Status is good. Let's change something, so I am not going to give the confirm password as the password. So let's see what happens. Submit, and may not be greater than 15 phone number, and password confirmation does not match. So okay, we have given this max of 15. Let's delete that. We're not going to delete that. And now 1 2 3 4 5 6, and submit. Everything is good, and we have new registered user with a status of 1. Okay, so now this problem is here. We have to decrypt our password. So to decrypt the password, what we can say, we can say dollar request password is equal to decrypt of decrypt and request arrow password. So we are overwriting the password field with the decrypted password, and let's once more do that thing. So delete this user, and you can see after deleting it's not doing anything because we don't have any delete part for the user. So let's just create that quickly. So I will delete user, that means the admin user. So admin colon colon where id is dollar id, then arrow delete, and after that return redirect to back with a message of user, or I will say firstly message, then user is deleted successfully. Okay, so let's go to show part of the user. So that should be user show. We have, no, we don't have any message part. So what I will do, I will say here after at include, and that should be includes dot messages. So messages, and that should be here. Okay, so good. Go back, refresh, and delete. OK, and yes, user is deleted successfully, and that should be below this add new button. So I will move this below this add new button, and that's okay. Okay, so let's now register new user, and I will say Sarthak Shrivastava. Email is Bitfumes. Password 123456. 123456. Status is once more. Submit. And yes, we have. And now, if I refresh, now the password is decrypted. Okay. So likewise, we have to assign the roles also. So if I go to edit part, again you can see we have not created any edit part. So let's create that part. For that, I will copy everything from create and create a new file called edit.blade.php. Paste everything. And if I go to user controller, go to edit function. Here I have to return view, and which view? User, no, not user, admin dot user dot edit. And here obviously I have to firstly grab that user. So I will say user is equal to admin : find with the ID of 1. And similarly we have to pass with a compact method user. Okay, if I go to index, you can see we are giving every user here. So if I go to create, you can see we are also giving the roles. So here we have to give the roles also. So comma roles. Okay, so let's go one more time, refresh, and yeah, we have, and we have to fill these with the default fields of the user we have. So edit, and here this is not an add admin, that should be update admin. And likewise user.store, no, user.update, and whenever we are updating we have to give the ID. So user arrow ID, and where this user arrow ID came from, it's coming from this one. Okay, so it's here, and we know that whenever we are updating something we have to give method field of put or patch. That's good. And here firstly we are giving this old part, and so firstly we have to give, if old is here then echo out the old, otherwise give the original value. So I have to delete these things from here, and what I will say, if old arrow name, old name is here, and if it is has this value, then going to return old and name, and that should be inside curly braces. Else we have to say, else we have user arrow name, that should be again inside curly braces. So refresh, and you can see we are giving this, and this space is because of this thing. So this is good. And again once more we have to remove this thing, and okay, so if I submit this, obviously we are not having anything on the update part. So you can see this is update function, and this is the form. We are giving the form field to this update function. So on this update function, same thing we have to do, we have to do the validation part. So once more the validations, okay, and remove this uniqueness, okay, and let's go refresh and submit. Yeah, this is here, and this field is from old. So what I can do, if I give something different from the default, submit, and you can see it's this part, not the original one. But if I hit on the URL, You can see it's the original one. Okay, so our this function, where is that? This is working properly. So once more, everything will be in line. So now I will copy all these things from here and do the same thing for email also. Paste, Control D, D and D, email. Same for phone, and Control D, D and D for phone. Password, Control, yeah, D, D and D. So password, Control D with the Control D with the Control D. And if now here comes next thing. So firstly we have to check if old value is equal to 1 or user arrow id is equal to 1. Instead of or, that should be and, that should be or with a pipe sign. So if old name is having 1 and it's not name, it's status, and it's not id, it's status. If old status is 1 or user status is 1, then simply say checked. Okay, so that's very nice. So refresh, we have this, we have all the way the password, because the password is having some problem. So let's just see what we are getting on the text. Yeah, so you can see we cannot give password here because it's a decrypted password and we cannot uh, decrypt it. So whenever we are editing any user, we cannot give any password thing. So delete these password system from the edit part, and same for here. When we are updating, we don't want to update password because password is related to user. So yeah, okay, so we have all these things. So if I submit, we can do whatever we want on this. And obviously what we are going to do, we are going to update user. So for updating user, what we can say, user is equal to admin colon colon, um, firstly where condition, where id is equal to id, then update, and the fields which we have, request arrow, except we don't want to give underscore token. Okay, so that's it. And again return, redirect to a route of user.index and with a message of message which says uh, user updated, not user updated successfully. Okay, so that's it. And go back, refresh, submit, and it says column name underscore method is field. Okay, let's see what happened. Method field is put. Okay, so we have to accept underscore method also. So method, and this is the difference. Whenever you are updating, you have to remove these underscore token and underscore method, but whenever you are creating, you don't have to do that thing. You can give everything you have. So this is something you have to make sure whenever you are creating. So update, and user updated successfully. So let's really update something. So delete that thing. So user is created, but we have not assigned anything to user. So we have to assign its role. So this is coming very interesting. So we are creating user, and as we always do, let's open any other controller where we are using this relationship. So like in the role, So whenever we are updating role, we are syncing permissions with the roles also. So copy this and paste it here, and that should be user arrow role sync request arrow role. And obviously we don't have any role relationship with the user, that means the admin user, and we will create this thing in the next episode, so stay tuned. And if you have any request, feel free to message me. You can message me for any type of doubt you have. I will always help you for any kind of request. And don't forget to subscribe, like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We will meet in the next episode. Share this video with your friends. So goodbye.